If you want to lift your cheeks, your mid-face and your cheekbones, then you found the right video, because here I'm going to show you 5 facial massage techniques that are going to help you lift your cheeks naturally. I want to start by explaining to you where the cheekbone is, because we're going to be working around this area, so it's important that you understand where you are working. So here is an image of how the cheekbone looks, and we will be working along the lower edge of the cheekbone. I have other videos where we work along the cheekbone and rim of the eye, but in this video, in order to lift from the bottom up, we are going to work mainly around the bottom edge of the cheek and a little bit above as well. For this, you don't need any oil. Actually, it's better to have good grip, so I would prefer you not using any oil unless your skin is extremely dry. Then you can put a couple of drops of cream or oil on your face just to lubricate a tiny little bit, but you don't want too much. Let's get started. We are going to begin with our first technique, and that's going to be a circular massage moves along the bottom edge of the cheekbone. And for that, you're simply going to take index finger and middle finger, place them here along the nostril, and you're gonna feel the hard area here of the bone. So you're just gonna go on the edge of it. So you're not sitting on top of it, you're kind of like when you feel that you're kind of slidden, into the crease. So, and this is how you're gonna start. We're simply going to do some circular movements, getting in there. And then let's move a little bit lower. So you're gonna go to the next spot, find the tender area. This can be quite sensitive, sweet pain though, hopefully. And we're simply massaging this area. Moving on to the next spot. So you might notice some areas are just tender. They are soft, but they feel a little bit tender or even painful to touch. And then you'll feel areas. Now we're moving along the bone again. See, I'm going, continue along. I just get guided by the structure of the bone. So along the jaw, about where we are right now, you might feel more like bumps. The knots, and it's completely normal. We all have a lot of tension and tenderness, so don't be alarmed if you feel that. I'm just gonna massage this area. Our next move is going to be holding with one hand along the side of the nose, and then with the other hand you're gonna make a fist, slide under the cheekbone, and we are going to very, very slowly slide along whilst walking with the opposite hand, holding that tissue in place so that we don't aggressively pull everything too strongly. Even though this might feel a bit stretchy, I like to go all the way back towards my ear, and we're gonna repeat this 5 times on each side. And just do your best, even though if it looks a little bit clumsy, even mine might look a little bit clumsy right now, but you just want to support the tissue a little bit so that you don't drag it with you with the knuckles. The oilier your face is, the less you will need that. But if you're doing it on a rather dry face, as I requested you to do, then you might need a little bit more support. Okay, now I lost track whether this is the 4th or the 5th. But yeah, it's not, the end of the world, as long as we do more or less the same amount. So let's move on to the other side. You're gonna hold with 2 fingers starting here, place the knuckles from underneath the cheekbone again, and then you begin very slowly to slide while the other hand keeps walking and walking and walking. Keep breathing as well. The breath is super important for the radiance of your skin, so you want to make sure to have a nice deep breath throughout the day, and it's easy lost into a shallow breath, which happens to me also all the time. So that's why I'm reminding you while you're here with me doing this massage to breathe. Great. So now we are going to simply pinch both cheeks at a time. We want to increase blood flow, collagen production, lymph. So when our lower face is puffy, also the cheeks appear to be lower. As soon as you depuff your face, cheeks always naturally appear to be higher. So this helps to kind of just bring things into the flow. Now our next technique that we are going to do today is going to be deep pinching technique, and this is a technique that I have inside the Fascia facelift, where I also explain it in more detail, not only in the follow along version but also in the text underneath each video, where I explain each technique in theory and in detail. This is my course, the Fascia facelift. I will link this below. We're going to grab a thick roll of tissue. So this is not just skin, it's muscle, everything, deep tissues, everything. And you're gonna squeeze this, give it a little wiggle, and then kind of spread the tissue and stretch it. This technique will be harder to do if your face is very oily. Mine feels a little too oily, to be honest with you. I can do it, but it'd be easier with a little bit less oil. We're just going to use different sections along the cheek, maybe even into the jaw. And you can also change the angle. And you're going to look specifically for the areas that feel quite tight and tender. Right, let's do the other side. So this is our technique number, officially number 3, because the little pinches before I don't count it. This is just like a in-between movement. So let's grab, wiggle. You can squeeze and wiggle as well, and then spread apart and stretch while pressing. I'm gonna wiggle, squeeze, and then separate and slide. All the tightness is going to be released. Fresh blood is going to come into the tissues. The muscles are getting toned. All the goodness is happening. Good. Our next technique will be a cheek lift technique that I do inside the Japanese face massage, which is another course of mine. Super amazing for lifting the cheeks pretty quickly. You can see it normally straight away. So I'm gonna try and explain this to you in a lot of detail so you understand how to do it the right way, because this one you do not want to do it the wrong way, otherwise you're gonna end up making things worse. So put your fingers on the cheekbone, but the upper portion, so the rim of the eye. They're gonna rest here and stay put, stable. And then from the bottom, you're gonna lift some tissue with the thumbs up, 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 being really careful not to drag down, okay? So that's why I say this is stable, this is not going anywhere, also not into your eye. You're just resting it on the bone, and then you're gonna begin lifting up the tissue with the two thumbs, going from the bottom up. I'm going to keep that roll lifted the whole time. One cheek, and then we're going to do the second one. Make sure you don't drag it down. Keep it there. Hold. And only the thumbs are moving up. But best if you don't do it in front of a camera like me right now. or you do it in front of the mirror so that you can see whether you're dragging your eye down or whether your index fingers are stable on the bone. It might take a little bit of practice, but you'll get there. And this is really good technique for lifting the cheek pretty quickly. And then our last technique for today is going to be a very simple technique of simply taking the back of your hand and with the index finger slide along the bottom of the cheekbone and the cheek, sculpting the cheek. Don't rush this. Make sure you're really going along the bone and that you're not dragging down, but you're like kind of lifting up and sliding. Lifting up and sliding. I kind of almost go a little bit lower and lift up and then slide. But this is advanced details. Don't worry about that. If you're just starting out, everything will be helpful in this massage, whatever you do. I recommend to do this as a 5-day challenge. This sequence, we are done for the day, and you can repeat this in the next 2 days. Take at least 5 days to repeat this every day. Yeah, report back your results. I'm sure you will see a nice difference. And that's it for today. I have a few free resources. My guide, it's called 10 signs of facial aging and how to fix them, linked down below. It's a free, amazing guide. It's basically like a free course, so I highly recommend you download that. And I have linked all my courses down below if you want a systematic approach, if you want me to fully guide you, all the theory, all the information, all the routines, then you can check out my courses down below as well. Watch my eye massage next so you can lift your eyes, depuff your eyes, and smoothen out the wrinkles around your eyes.